Let's see if I've got this working, and I think I do. Oh, I feel like a brand new YouTuber. Yes, I do. Not that anybody is watching at the moment. Dun, 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 dun. I need to schedule these, obviously. Trying to get more people in. Do-do. I have no idea what I'm doing. Vanda. Yay! We have somebody. Hi, Lycan. I haven't seen you since last decade. And Battle Devil Kane. I haven't seen you since last decade either. How have you all been? It's been a marvellous decade. Hello, Jason Porter. I don't know why I have to say that in that way. I just do. Yes, I've added a GIF reel. There are more pictures than it's actually showing, so I don't know why it's limiting itself. But you know, some of them are fan art, some of them are art that I've done, and also merchandise art. So, oh, don't worry, Lycan. I mean, really, I should start scheduling these so that people know. But I'm still getting used to this. I'm getting used to this. Technically, this is a Patreon stream, so if any of my Patreons want to join me on Discord, you'll have to let me know, people. Hello, Green Thunder the Mighty. How are you? How is everybody? How is everybody in this new decade? How is it treating you so far? In the second day of this new decade. Lycan. Hey Viper, how come I never get a wrench? Is it because I trigger your Sunday flag every time? You're not a Patreon. Only Patreons get wrenches on my stream. I'm not like Sinatra or anybody. I don't, I don't give out wrenches to anybody and everybody, unless like they're good friends, but mainly Patreons get the wrenches. So yes, because they are my bosses. They are my higher ups. They tell me to get out of bed in the morning and do stuff. So yeah. And hi, Addy. How are you, Addy? Don't know if you want to talk to me on Discord. So, oh, I see. I understand. It's how it goes, Lycan. It's how it goes. I know. I'm mean. Somebody should just take me away. Take me away. I'm mean. Hello, opinionated Scotsman, and Happy New Year to you too. Although, while it is a new year, I must honour the remembrance of those who, because if you don't know, and you probably don't, there is a football stadium over here called Ibrox, and it's over here in Scotland, or it's over there in Scotland, I should say. I'm not in Scotland, but over there in Scotland there is a football stadium called Ibrox, and its team there is Rangers, Glasgow Rangers, and today is the anniversary of the 66 people who died during a disaster. So yeah. Anyway, on to happier news. Take you away and chain you up in their basement. Well, where else are you going to keep me? The kitchen? Thought you already had that. Thought you already had a woman in the kitchen. And Kane is playing Code Vein at the moment. Never heard of it. Why is Addy sober? Okay, Addy, you get in my Discord, you go into private hisses, and we'll see if we can actually work this out. There we go. Because Addy sober is... yeah, that's worrying. Hello, Pat. How are you? Seriously, Addy, why? Oh, Opinionated Scotsman is a Rangers fan. Rangers. Woot. Hello, Unholy Reaper. What do you think of my setup? See how this goes. Okay, Addy will be there in about 15 minutes. Then we will cure his soberness. But yes, Patreon stream. It's very lonely. Mainly because none of my Patreons actually know that it's happening, so I better... Well, Addy knows, and so does Unholy Reaper, but I don't think... Yes. Not bad, Unholy Reaper says. Oh, it's a work in progress. Tis a work in progress, so see how it goes. I don't know, do you think I should get rid of the GIF reel or the picture reel and just have the little thing? I don't know. But, At least one of my better artworks is showing up, and that's the American Eagle. Yes. Oh, Pat is off to work. Oh, no, he's off work. Read Viper. And then ordering gear. And I'm going to watch some anime. Very nice. I feel like that Spider Demon guy. I remember when the animator had him reenact the scene from The Wedding Singer. Well, there you go. I have no idea what you're talking about. And so keep the image real, but have it evolve over time. Okay, I mean, at the moment it's just fan art that people have done of me, because I want to show that off, but also artwork that I've done for just artwork or merch, so people can see merch designs and go, yeah, I want that. Or I like that designer, I will have it. So yeah. I hear somebody. Opinionated Scotsman is not talking. Okay. Or if he is talking, he is very quiet. Either that or he's just too drunk to talk. There we go. Unholy Reaper, why do you have bruised ribs? I've had them once. It was not a fun experience in getting them, but...
Why isn't this working?
I heard you then.
Discord then, in a pain in the arse as well.
Fair enough. Cryptic, if you want to get on this stream, you can get your ass in my Discord and go on to private hisses, because that's where we all are. All two of us.
It's a great party.
Indeed. Indeed. It's a magnificent party of a drunk Scotsman.
I'm not drunk, I'm ill.
Oh, of an ill Scotsman and me poking him with a stick.
The fun's very one-sided.
Of course it is. Cryptic has a couple of concussions, so that's not good.
Yeah, he said he banged his head yesterday.
You're an idiot. And again, this is Cryptic, so I'm not surprised. Why are you ill, Scotsman?
I don't know, I just woke up with the last few days I've had a really bad cough and cold. And I'm sore.
It is the man flu, people. He's obviously dying about 7 times a day.
Yep.
Drunk,
the difference
ill.
the difference is that ill comes after being drunk. You drink, then you're ill.
Yes, Unholy Reaper, I have a Discord. If you would, here I will. I will copy the link, and if you want to join said Discord, you may go there. There you go. It's also where most of my Patreons tend to congregate, so that's good. Did you get that ninja one? What ninja one? Elaborate, Pat. Aha, right. You have to roles, Patreon. There we go. Okay, Unholy Reaper can now join Private Hisses if he wants to. Haha. Yep. Opinionated Scotsman is dying.
I was worse yesterday.
How are you worse than this?
Trust me, I was.
Fair enough. That ninja art looking one that popped up, I have no idea. I have no idea what you are talking about, Pat. Hello, TM Rider. No, but Cryptic, you give me money, so might join the chat here when I'm done in the workshop. Fair enough. Woot. Oh yes, good news. Drunken Uncle is back. Drunken Uncle has his channel back. No, not in the form of Opinionated Scotsman. Before anyone says.
No, I think he would rather die, to be honest, rather than have that.
He might have died, actually. Let's see. I have no idea what people are talking about. You know, despite insisting that you aren't cute, you keep drawing your character in the most moe circumstances, whether it be in Glaceon pyjamas or as a succubus. Everyone was getting the Pokemon onesie. Freaking Misa had Pikachu. Omegon had Charmander. I wanted Glaceon. Leave me alone. And I'm not cute.
If I say someone sends Viper a Pokemon onesie in real life, that'd be cute.
If somebody was to send me a Pokemon onesie in real life, I will have my housemate take a picture of me in it and post it up on Twitter and say I'm still not cute.
It's like you're just asking to be called cute by doing that.
No, because then everybody can see how absolutely horrible I am. Okay, Battle Devil Kid has got to go. He has an appointment in 15 minutes. Oh dear. probably a medical appointment, which is why do you not have a doctor's appointment to try and get rid of this man flu of yours?
Because, yeah, if I make a doctor's appointment, by the time I get my doctor's appointment, I will be fine. I have to wait like a month to get them.
Damn. Okay, I know we have stupid NHS and everything like that. But even I don't have to wait a month for a freaking appointment. Jeez. So that bad in Scotland?
Yep.
Good afternoon.
Ooh! And who do we have here? Unholy Reaper! Yay!
Yeah, I have some bruised ribs because at the gun range the other day I took a slip down the hill.
Why?
It is not a just stand there and shoot gun range. It is a tactical gun range, shoot and move kind of thing. So,
Right.
nice heavy rain, so part of the hill I was standing on caved out from underneath me, and the buttstock of the rifle jammed right underneath my rib cage.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Fun,
more
fun.
fun of how that sounds much more fun than how I got my bruised ribs.
Well, and the worst part is this is the second time in the last 3 months. I just got done healing up from the last bruised rib that I got during martial arts practice. Did a tumble and dude's elbow went right into my ribs.
You are worse than Cryptic.
Me and Cryptic are both ex-military, so I think we both get cut from the same cloth on shit.
Yeah, you want pain to exist in your life, apparently.
It's not that we want it, it's just not that big a deal. We don't go out of our way to avoid it when shit happens.
Obviously. No, I mean, Cryptic has just recently recovered from a busted knee, and now this. And yeah, now he's hit his head on something. So
Was he following monkey's footsteps?
I don't know.
Speaking of which, monkeys.
Yeah, I don't know. I only know that he busted his knee from running in the snow that you had last year.
Cryptic, what the hell did you do? How do you bust your knee in snow? Was something underneath the snow and you didn't see it?
You will have to ask Cryptic.
Well, I'm looking at the chat to see if he freaking responds.
He's probably at work.
You will never know. Well, he was here a moment ago, so...
Yeah, he was.
Well, I'm being told to check my Twitter DMs, so...
So, what happened with... I mean, did he just... Because last I heard, he didn't talk to anybody, or no one argued on... Just his channel came back?
That's all I know, is that his channel just miraculously appeared.
Weird.
Yeah, I remember you said you hit your head on the hardwood floor on one of Monkey's streams, but I didn't know about your knee.
Unholy Reaper, I will have to ask you to entertain them for a while. Cause,
lovely.
Yeah, well,
Am I
I'm
not
sorry.
entertaining enough?
Not at the moment, no.
Dude, you sound like you're on death's door.
You're not wrong.
That's the thing about guys. When we get the flu, it staples us to the fucking ground.
Yeah. As I say, it's just my housemate is calling me, so he's probably going to tell me to shut up. So I will be back as soon as I can.
Same housemate that's usually blaring his freaking music? Or is this the same guy that usually yells when he plays his Xbox?
Must have left.
Yeah.
I found late. Laced with tiny rocks. I fell and said, laced with tiny rocks. Why do you have tiny rocks on your floor? There's a cat litter.
So, how's the chat doing today? Pat, how you doing? This is about to suck.
What happened there?
I put ice on my ribs. Probably heard some crunching when I was getting the ice out of the ice box.
At least it wasn't the ribs.
That's the only bone I've ever seen to break. Let's see. All the injuries I had in the military, I think, what was it? When I was getting out, they actually went through my medical records and they said I had broken my ribs 18 times.
No one busted my knee in the summer skill.
You slipped on some rocks and busted your shit? Yeah.
I think I've only cracked my head open. I haven't actually broken any bone or anything.
Oof. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, in comparison to my dad, I think that man, when I was young, that man broke so many freaking bones. Like, he at least broke a bone a year. First one I remember is he had a motorcycle when I was growing up. First one I remember is he broke his arm in two places and his collarbone because he was coming around a corner and somebody had scraped out rocks, like small pebbles out of somebody's garden, onto the road. So when his motorcycle hit it, it lost traction and slid out from under him, and he just fell right there on his right arm.
Ouch.
And then the next year after that, he broke his femur at the lake. Can't remember how he did that one. Oh, man.
Is this butt sex or lots of grunting?
No, it's a sick dude and a dude with busted ribs. So it's two fucked up individuals.
Yeah.
No, my dad kept all his fingers and toes.
Yeah, my grandfather lost like half his fingers.
Nah, man. I need to keep all. Nobody in my family that I know of lost any digits.
Because my grandfather used to work in the sawmills, working on bandsaws. He had a bad accident one day and lost like half his fingers.
I gotcha.
I mean, he got by all right without them. It didn't really seem to bother him that much.
Seems to be the thing. I've got a teacher right now who's missing two fingers, and it's his middle finger and his ring finger down to the last knuckle on his hand, and it doesn't seem to bother him at all either.
Like, he was still able to drive his car and stuff, so, yeah.
I think the biggest one that would probably bother me if I'd ever lost it would probably be my thumb. Because there's the other, I mean, as long as you're missing, you got at least two fingers, you're good. But the minute you lose your thumb, I don't see how you can operate normally.
Yeah, but my grandfather had like 1.5 thumbs. Scotsman normally communicates by grunting. Yeah, but Green Thunder is usually not this bad.
I was say guys normally communicate when we're frustrated by grunting normally. Ugh. But so how long you been sick?
About 2 days.
It's the flu?
I don't know what it is. Probably.
You got your flu shot?
No. I don't think I qualify. I assume I don't qualify.
You don't know if you qualify for a flu shot?
Well, I assume I don't, because usually like old people or people who are like properly sick.
That is not something you hear very often here in the States. Here in the States, every year, remember to get your flu shot every.
Well, over here we have the NHS, so
Yeah.
oh, well, that'll be why.
All right, TM, take care.
Right, yeah. Obviously, because ours is publicly funded, so it's different.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't grab like that and say ack. I assume the cute person's back.
I am back. Why?
I said I assume the cute person's back because I heard noise.
I heard that, and I'm not cute, Scotsman. And I heard everything.
He's the major cute.
I am not cute. Seriously. Well, no, I heard everything. You know, it was kind of hard to talk to my housemate and reassure him that I know I am not selling myself on the internet and that I'm just... that I am just talking to the people who give me money every month. And all I could hear was, my granddad lost tooth. Lost a few digits in the sawmill. I'm like, ha, what?
I had to make conversation somehow.
Well, you certainly made the conversation.
Must say you just bailed on us to entertain your people. Like, what the fuck?
Well, I'm sorry. It's not like, you know, what do you want me to do? Open my door and say to my housemate, I'm just streaming! I'm not selling myself on the internet!
Well, technically you kind of are.
I'm selling my voice.
I mean,
not
saying
my
that,
boobs.
if I could get away with selling like feet pics and shower water and things like that, I would. I'll be honest. I'm more than happy to lower myself to that for money.
I can tell. I can definitely tell.
No thanks, my whoring days are over.
Right, and to answer Pat's question before I ran off on him, let's see. Oh, now I know what the picture is talking about is, the picture where it looks like Viper is a ninja with flames and a sword and everything. That's actually fan art done by Richard Art, this one currently on screen, of Viper. And I like it. It's like a demon elf thing. So yeah. Reason Vision, yes, it is Scotsman. He's sick.
It is me.
We're just here poking him with a stick. Though I can't poke Unholy Reaper with a stick. He's got bad ribs.
I don't see what that would stop.
You don't see why that would stop me?
Not really. I mean, yeah, my ribs are messed up, but I still got legs, feet, arms.
But it's much better to poke people in the ribs. Is that a usually drunk Griffin I see in my Discord?
Lady Viper.
Addy! How are you, Addy? Other than sober. By meaning me saying what the hell is wrong with you.
Yeah, fine. I'm currently making chicken noodle soup.
One of the better soups.
From scratch.
An even better soup.
I like clam chowder or French onion personally. But to each their own.
Addy loves French onion soup. He loves it. Can't get enough of it.
Yeah, but I'd never try to make that one myself. They do it better than I could.
I've usually done it myself. Unfortunately, I can't really do it now with the diet I've been actually doing.
Why, what have you been doing in terms of diet?
I actually switched over to what is it? Ketosis is what it's called.
Oh.
To where no bread, no carbs. So, and nothing personal, but French onion soup without the bread, it's just missing
Icky.
something. Well, at that point, you just got a bunch of broth, you got onions, and a big old layer of cheese on top. It's got no texture to it.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So, but I've been on this for about a month and a half now, and I've lost 15 pounds.
Not bad.
So,
Seriously, Scotsman is dying.
I'm good. Honestly.
it just sounds like you need to go to sleep, dude.
Honestly, I would say, yeah, go to sleep. Just sleep it off. Forget this stream. Go to sleep.
I slept for like 12 hours yesterday.
Never mind then.
I'd say sleep through it. Just sleep till it's done. Honestly, if you have the option to sleep or experience that kind of level of sleep, it's not a hard decision for me. I just sleep through it.
Yeah, you're right. I would rather sleep through it than... then again, I get too much sleep anyway. So...
But then I feel bad I haven't done anything, you see, so...
You're sick is an excuse to be lazy.
Uh-huh.
But then I spent the last 2 weeks not really doing much because of Christmas and New Year and stuff, so...
Well, that's holiday, man. You can't blame yourself for that. I don't think anybody's productive during the holiday season except for people like maybe Monkey, but that's just because he streams constantly.
Yeah, speaking of screaming, did anyone see that stream that Sinatra had with that crazy vegan?
Oh, I saw bits and pieces of it. It was just so fucking annoying. Oh, he just cut Sinatra off. Sinatra! I'm like, oh, for the love of Christ.
I was like, can Sinatra even answer any of these stupid questions? Or not?
Well, I mean, he's doing a bunch of hypotheticals. And when Sinatra just kind of throws his own, like, well, on that line, he's like, no, answer my hypothetical. He's like, oh, boy. And here's the thing. I keep hearing about how y'all talk about vegans are the most zealot people on the planet. I've never experienced that. I live down here in the South, in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
The only vegan I've ever met is my cousin, and he's just kind of, this is just my lifestyle. It's whatever. He doesn't try to push it on anybody. He doesn't try to force anybody into it. He doesn't try to preach the gospel of veganism.
Yeah, no, I think that's how the majority of vegans are. You know, that it's just their lifestyle, and all power to them. If you want to live that way, go for it. It's not the lifestyle for me, because I like my bacon too much. And, yeah, but then it's the very militant ones that you see getting, you know, like, standing outside restaurants that are like they butcher deer and things like that, and or they go into the factory farms, and which is fine, you know, but they go into the factory farms and everything, and they do the crazy stuff. Those are the ones that get the attention and the media, and so many people think vegans are that militant, that zealot, and you know.
To answer a question from chat real quick.
What
Flying Falcon. I live, well, right now I am down in Conyers, Georgia, right there on 20. but I also own a piece of property up a little past Helen, Georgia, up there near Germany Road. So, all right. Sorry, I wanted to get that before it ran through the chat and I forgot about it.
Yeah, it's alright. You
But,
are my
yeah.
Patreon. You are my Patreon. Yeah, you just tell me to shut up because you are my boss. You have that power.
But these people are actually here for you, not me.
Why are you people here for me?
Because we like you.
I'm half expecting to see a bunch of chat filled with cute comments. Hey, I'm never the one that says it.
No, you just torture me with frickin' horse cock.
That is hilarious, especially when I got you on Drunkle's 3rd birthday and you were
Oh,
there live. That was perfect. Listen to you fucking and spaz in the background was absolutely priceless. I wish somebody had clipped that and put it in a...
Just a video on its own.
Why do you hate that song so much?
It's just it's one of those songs that, to me, where it's played constantly, you find...
It's a man talking about closing the door so his horse can slam him in the ass.
Well, it's not just that, but it's become so annoying now. You know, at first it was funny, and then he just kept on playing it, and playing it, and playing it, and I'm just like, turn it
Well,
off.
you can't blame Sinatra. You can't blame Sinatra. He panders to his fans, and when you've got people paying, because when it's on his stream, it's what, however, he's got those goal markers. But when he's on other people, it's whoever stream it's on plus him. You have to donate $50 apiece through Streamlabs, which means he get the majority of the money, rather than super chats that go through YouTube. It's an amazing money-making scheme. Not much under like,
Yeah.
what was that? What is that girl that my nephews were having a conversation about over Christmas?
Fair enough. Yeah.
What was her name? Belle.
Delphine, I think her name is.
Yes, that thing. They were sitting there talking about this girl's brilliant at making money, and I'm like, okay, how is she brilliant at making money? And then she talks about selling bath. And then they go on her Pornhub account, and you see the titles, and then you go in there, and it's a bunch of fucking trolling, and people pay her to do this. And I'm like, what in the hell?
Yeah,
But
the
it's the
thing is,
same
Horse
concept.
Song is the whole thing's on YouTube for free, so you can.
But people are paying him anywhere from $50 to $100 at a time to hear it. Don't get me wrong, I'll pay for it just because, whatever, and it's hilarious to watch fucking Viper Ree.
If I'm paying $100 a time for something, I want sex.
Yeah, the most
I don't
See
Addy's
why I need to
ever,
pay for it when I can get that for free.
the most Addy's ever paid me for anything is my birthday, where he just gave me 50. And I was like, there, that's it. That's all you're getting for your birthday. I'm like, I'm fine.
And besides, it's not like I don't give you anything out of it. When I usually give you $50 here and there
Yeah, I know.
for the tour.
Yeah, for the therapy. Which is usually fried chicken. That is my therapy, fried chicken. Anyway.
Y'all have KFC over there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't know what biscuits are over there.
We know what biscuits are over here. They are sweet, little.
Well, biscuits, scones, all of that crap. I mean,
Yeah, the American biscuits pretty much are scones.
I'm about to say biscuit. When I was in the Army, I was stationed in Germany, Japan, Italy, and Hawaii. So, and then we did a few operations that took us to train in London with, what was it? I think your MI5 for Intel.
Oh, yeah.
So, and hearing the terminology that's different, I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? For example, like the first time a guy comes up to me and says, hey, can I get a fag? I'm like, what? There's a bunch of U.S. soldiers standing in a circle. We're at the smoke pit, obviously, so all having cigarettes, and he's like, "Hey, can I get a fag?" I'm like, "What the hell?" And we all just kind of look at each other like, "Is this dude trying to pick a fight?" And then one of our first sergeants steps over. He's like, "Here you go," and just hands him a cigarette. "Thanks, mate," and walks on. I'm like, "What the hell?" He's like, "It's a British idiom. Fag means cigarette." I'm like, "Oh." You got 4 soldiers standing there about to beat the shit out of this fucking, and all he's asking for is a damn cigarette.
Yeah. So I always find that thing funny.
No, and you're sitting there at a restaurant like, and I'm looking at a menu. It's got chicken and stuff. I'm looking for biscuits and gravy.
Yeah, we don't.
Try
do
to
that.
explain.
Yeah, if you ask for biscuits and gravy, people are going to think you're a bit weird.
Especially
It's a staple
since,
it's a staple here in the. Just get that nice sausage and gravy on some fresh made biscuits with some butter on it. Whoa.
I feel like he's getting an erection just thinking about that.
Like I just said, I'm on a freaking diet now where I can't have any kind of bread or carbs. So no bread, no pastas, no nothing.
You can have a cheat day, right?
Trying not to. Do you know how hard it is being on this kind of diet and going to Southern women's houses for holidays and not being able to eat things like stuffing or dressing?
Then if you have a cheat day, there's no point in being on the diet in the first place, is there? Really?
And I have a feeling I'm about to get a question for Viper. What the hell, stuffing or dressing?
I know what stuffing and dressing is.
Ah, surprising.
We've just had Christmas. I had stuffing and dressing there with my family.
Didn't know y'all had that over there.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's not a thing in Scotland so much, but there's in England these days.
not a thing in Scotland, says the guy who comes from the land of haggis.
Don't be knocking haggis. That shit's delicious.
You're still missing the best food holiday you don't have.
Well,
I know we
Thanksgiving.
don't have Thanksgiving. Though we
because
have
you didn't
stolen
leave.
Black Friday.
I say y'all don't celebrate Thanksgiving over there, do you?
Nope. Well, Thanksgiving is your thing. You know?
Yeah, I know.
mean,
But y'all don't have any
even-
equivalent to it.
Even Canadians have an equivalent, and they're Canadians.
But that's because they came from here and left and didn't die, but we never left.
Yeah, we never left. We never had a thing to be thankful for.
Why the hell is somebody drawing Viper with a big...
Say what?
One of the pictures just ran through the GIF reel that had you in some purple spandex with a giant ass.
Oh, that was the one that Max Spur drew for me. That was another birthday present.
Like, I just looked back at the computer to see giant ass.
Well, I do have a giant ass.
Actually, is there much of a difference between like Thanksgiving dinner and Christmas dinner? I've always wondered that.
Well,
As far as the difference between Thanksgiving dinner and like Christmas, it's at least in my family. For one, on Christmas we don't really do turkey. So turkey is literally something that we do during Thanksgiving, and that's about it. Christmas time, it's normally prime rib, venison, wild hog, whatever we've hunted that year, things like that. Like up until about 2 years ago, it used to be tradition that the day before Christmas, all the guys in the family would get together and go out and hunt some deer or some boar or whatever we can find in the woods, and that was going to be Christmas dinner. And there ain't nothing like a slow roasted boar on Christmas. Whoa.
I think that's why we have the turkey on Christmas, because we don't have the Thanksgiving. So
I've actually seen that, Ben, from Gulf City. A lot of people do like turkey for Thanksgiving, and then they'll do ham for Christmas.
Where are people doing ham for Easter as well?
Mm.
Excuse me.
I did a crown roast for Christmas once. I was very proud of it. Should have taken a picture. Damn it.
You got to get the right
maybe
type of
this year.
boar. And you got to get the right type of boar to get bacon, because keep in mind, most don't have that belly that you can get the bacon from. So you got to make sure that you get the right kind of boar for it. Otherwise, you're not going to get any bacon.
This guy knows more about hunting than I do, and I'm the one with the bow and arrow. Anyway.
Well, I was at the workshop I was in. I'm a gunsmith as my trade. So I was actually in there setting up a scope on a rifle did a bit of fun later on in the week.
Ooh. Pretty cool.
Yeah. Trying to get some more hunting in before I have to go back to school on the 9th.
I'm so glad I have a varied amount, I've forgotten the word.
Diverse?
Yes, very diverse set of Patreons. Well, you know.
Well, I know you got a lot of people in your Patreon that are very art-based. Then you have somebody who was drawn to you, like me, who is more interested in your poetry reading.
Maybe I should take a step in that direction more, in the poetry reading.
More Edgar Allan Poe.
Okay.
One of my favorite poems by Edgar Allan Poe growing up was El Dorado.
I'll have to find that one. I know I've got The Cats.
It's a short poem by Edgar Allan Poe.
Well, most of the poems I've been reading are very short. I mean, I've just done The Bells, which was only
the first one I ever heard you read that made me subscribe to you was Invictus.
Really?
Yes.
Hey, that was my recommendation, wasn't it?
Yes, that was your recommendation, Addy. After I read The Raven, and a few others.
Which I heard a lot of them, but the one that really drew me was Invictus.
It's a good poem.
Very much so.
I'm glad. Just to answer Paddy Bear, Viper, do you have heterochromium iridium in real life? Yes, I do. I do have 2 different coloured eyes in real life. I get one blue, one green. So it's not as striking as it is in my avatar and my artworks of Viper, but if you look closely enough and in the right light, you can see that I definitely do have one blue eye, one green eye. So yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So what, it's shades of grey but with a greenish or bluish tint?
No, one is like a deep blue.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one is green. You can definitely tell it's green with flecks of yellow.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm the only one in my family that's got it. So I'm weird. I'm officially weird.
Yes, how rare is that, though? Having 2 different coloured eyes.
Yeah.
And you just reminded me of one of the few times I'll actually admit to being shown up by an 11-year-old kid when it comes to hunting. His comment was, "Guns and bows, nothing can compare to hiding in the bushes and waiting for the right opportunity."
This is true.
Hunting in Hawaii is a little different. They have very strict gun laws, and when you're hunting with locals, especially the actual Hawaiian families, they do hunting a little different. It's a big gathering, and they have a huge boar problem. When you watch a little 11-year-old kid take off running, and the next time you see him, he is literally dropping from about 20 feet up with a knife onto a boar's back, severing the spine, boar's dead in seconds. Yeah.
That would make anybody hot and heavy. Anyway.
I watched this little 11-year-old just free fall out of a tree with a knife, with the hilt of a knife plunged to his chest, to where his body weight sinks that knife into the boar's spine, and that just boar gone.
Damn.
Like, you do you, boy. I'm going to be over here.
I'll just be over here with my bow. Yeah. You don't find me climbing any trees.
Hell no. Ain't going to happen.
Yeah, maybe Count Dankula should do a Mad Lad video on that guy. But then again, it's probably just...
that little kid, there was something wrong about him. He was that kid that nothing in the world bothered him. He was always had that giant smile on his face. Kid come back, fight at school where these 4 kids just tore him the hell up, and it didn't faze him. Just had a giant smile on him. Like,
nice.
There's something off about him. And this kid could go out, butcher animals, go hunting, bring back whatever he needed. Like it wasn't nothing. Just didn't bother him. Nothing touched this kid. And you're sitting there the whole time thinking, he's going to be the one that snaps one day. I'm going to be over here.
Fair enough.
Yeah, he was a little Rambo. I'll give him that.
So how is everybody's New Year so far?
Praying it's going to be a lot better than 2019.
Good, yeah. Good idea. Addy, what about you?
I'm fine. Nothing's happened.
That's all we can ask for. Well,
I haven't died yet.
and we can kind of guess how your New Year is turning out, Scotsman. You're dying.
I lived.
I
don't think a Snickers bar is going to satisfy that kid when he snaps like an.
No.
I don't think hunger's going to play into that one.
It's, yeah, I enter this new decade with an awaiting appointment from the medical assessment team for the welfare agency. They're going to see how broken I am.
Oh, is this for that thing for the shit you lost?
Pretty much, yeah.
Just out of curiosity, you say you had a disability.
Uh-huh.
Might I inquire into what?
I had to tell the people that I was signing up with that I have depression and anxiety, but also vertigo. And this then leads to hypersomnia, which is where you sleep a lot. And because it's also with depression, I sleep very much. Probably too much. Now with the it's mainly about the vertigo that I'm guessing. Depression and anxiety, there's various forms of it. What they're trying to do is see if I can actually go to work. And what it is but with the vertigo, what it is
Do you know what triggers the vertigo?
stress. Major stress. Also, if I get too much sunlight in my eyes, I get major headaches, which then can lead to bouts of vertigo. But it's
So a night shift job would be nice and something where you can just be leisurely about it. There are jobs like that.
Yeah, but it's finding them in the local area, and there are not many. And most of them, they want men to do it.
Do you have a grocery store or anything that does like night shift stocking?
Yes, and I've applied, but they don't want me because I've been out of work for like 8 years. But anyway, that's a different story.
Well, here's the thing. If this company says you're not broke enough to receive your benefits, is there another program you can get into to see if they can help you find work?
That is the next step.
Like a preferential hiring program.
Yeah, that's the next step. If they determine that I am not broke enough to, to stay off work, then I will have to find. They will have to help me find work that can accommodate me.
Okay.
Because not many jobs will allow you to wear sunglasses all the time on a sunny day.
That's again why I'd say a night shift job would be preferred. That way you wouldn't have to risk even slight exposure.
Just to clarify, I'm hearing bagpipes.
That's not bagpipes.
Well, I was hearing music.
Yeah, that was my phone. Give me a second.
Okay. Just to clarify, Lycan and Perdy Bear, Vertigo, yes, you can get, vertigo is the fear of heights, essentially, but there is a different type of vertigo, and it's all to do with the inner ear. It's where the crystals in your inner ear don't line up correctly, and they're a bit off, and you have major headaches because you're out of balance. You can't walk anywhere because you just yeah, there you go, as if the objects are moving around them when they're not. You just feel difficulty walking. You feel very unsteady. So yeah. I'm very broken. But yeah, it's because when I get stressed, I huddle up and I'm just like, just go away, just leave me alone, that sort of thing. Yeah.
Sounds like you should go for a desk job or something then.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, I've tried, but nobody wants me. Why do you think I'm on YouTube?
I've been trying to get a job for a while as well.
Twant says, it's like you're pissed, but you're not drunk. Pretty much. Yes, pretty much. Though I don't have it to the extent where I feel like I'm going to throw up. I'm just very dizzy, and the room is always spinning, and even if I try to walk to the bathroom or the toilet, I have to grab things to make sure that the room isn't actually spinning.
Yes, it is like being very young then.
I'm back.
Yeah. Welcome back.
What a miss.
Me just elaborating what vertigo is, because everybody was going, isn't vertigo when you're afraid of heights? They're like, no.
No, that's, I know. Vertigo is when things spin. Either because you're too drunk or your equilibrium's messed up.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Well, I know exactly what it is.
Yeah. It's all to do with the inner ear and everything. So. Yay!
That's a nice little contract job to pick up.
What, me?
No. I'm sorry, buddy, that was a call. Again, I am, by trade, I'm a gunsmith. I've taken the time away from work to go back to school.
Right.
Well, I still have a loyal clientele from the last place I worked. Knowing I have all the equipment, they still come to me off the books to get their stuff fixed. Well, this guy, this is one of those guys who just has way too much money and likes to buy very expensive toys.
Fair
This
enough.
is well, what he just picked up is a pre-1986 ban belt-fed machine gun.
Damn.
It's a 50 cal, an M2. It's having issues extracting, and so he's like, "Look, here's $5,000. Make sure it's ready to fire." Okay.
Yeah, it's a bit of extra money on the side.
Well, the problem is, I know exactly why he's putting just that much towards it, because if I have to track down parts, the pre-86 band models versus the modern military models, parts are completely different. So I might have to manufacture some more. So.
Yeah. If it's
But
money
hey.
in the, it's money in the bank, either way.
No, it's not a headspace issue. It's a extractor issue. I don't even know how to pronounce your name.
I just say twunt.
Okay, Twint. Yeah, no, it's a extractor issue. So everything else is fine. It just will not throw that brass. So, I mean, more than likely, I'll probably just have to make the part, which I've got all the metal stock here to do. So more than likely, I'll probably end up maybe spending $50-$60 of that $5,000 just to fix it.
Wow.
So.
But say, guys, if you want to throw money at this Viper Sword, then there is a Streamlamps link in the description. And you can have a varied amount of anime GIFs play on the screen, and I will read out the message.
So are you trying to rip off Sinatra?
No?
Just kind of how it played out.
No, I'm not promising horsecock.
No, it's a Modus M2.
Ah.
If you want a horse cock, it's available on YouTube for free anyway, so you're wasting your money.
No, it's talking about the gift reel.
Well, no, I mean,
The only
It's
two
not-
streamers the only two streamers I deal with lately is Polydub, Sinatra Says, and Ranting Monkey. That's it.
yeah.
I can't really do. Look, I love Drunken, Sinatra, Ghastly, but lately I can't do the AA meeting. It's way too much chaos and it gives me too much of a fucking headache.
I know exactly what you mean. No, I do know, because you're trying to keep up with everything, and you've got Ghastly and Drunkle, and they're trying to outdo each other's energy. And it's like,
Yeah, it's a bit too much ADHD.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a bunch of spasm.
pretty much.
And it's just, ugh. Like, don't get me wrong, if it's... Oh, go ahead.
It's like with Ghost, like somehow like Bear, Sinatra, and Drunkle managed to keep each other in check.
I mean, when it used to be... Shit, I can't remember what the other one used to be called.
Ghost Poo, isn't it?
Yeah, Ghost Poo. When it used to be Ghost Poo, I mean, for some reason, those three kept each other in balance.
Yeah,
But
But now, because Sinatra and Alex kind of just would let Drunkle go. They wouldn't antagonize him. They wouldn't try to outdo him. They just let him go and finish off and then come back to it. But with Ghastly and Drunkle,
they're trying to outdo each other.
like, what was it? Monkey even said on one of his things after he did an AA meeting, he's like, now, if you want to get a word in edgewise, you got to just barrel in their elbows out, just try to get a word in.
Pretty much.
Like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So,
As I
Yeah,
say,
I've been on streams with Junko before. I learned that you need to be on like a certain kind of level. I learned you need at least like 10 beers before you're on his level.
don't get me wrong, I loved Drunkel's energy. And like I said, during Ghost Poo, it was manageable. You have to have the right dynamic for that kind of
yeah, I mean,
public forum kind of thing.
yeah, you had Alex where he could be the maniac or to match Drunkle, or laid back to match Sinatra, or he was somewhere in between.
Or he was the punching bag.
Yeah, he was mainly the punching bag.
He was the butt of the jokes.
Pretty much, and I think that brought out Sinatra a lot more. You know, Sinatra in the AAA meetings, I think he just takes too much of a step backwards.
He doesn't try to rein them in.
Yeah.
And I think he's catching on that it's turning into something that he wants to keep it going for the fans, but he's not sure how. Because, okay, you remember when I actually told him, like, I already have a headache and I'm not sticking around?
Uh-huh.
You remember his comment?
No.
He's like, yeah, I understand. I'm not feeling that hot myself.
Right.
So he gets it.
Yeah.
He gets there just way too much chaos.
Yeah. I mean, even I've told him, you know, you need to rein them in. But
the problem is, how do you rein somebody like, okay, because Drunkle is a specific type. How do you get him to rein back his energy without affecting his personality and without affecting his humor? Because part of what makes him as funny as Drunkle is that rambunctious energy.
Yeah, he's a character. He's playing a character. That's this character is.
Exactly. So how do you get him to, hey, pull that character back a little bit but still maintain that humor? How do you really do that?
by
You know
not
what I mean?
focusing by not focusing on Drunkle, but focusing on Ghastly.
Then you're gonna have the same problem with Ghastly as you had with Junko, though.
Yeah, Ghastly's the same thing. Look at any character he's ever adapted on his Gulf City or Fright Supremacy. Look at any character. It's the same thing. Now, keep in mind, look at his state of mind when he comes into AA. He's already blazed out of his mind.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, half the time you're hearing him. So he's not in a crystal clear state to think about what you've asked him to do. So, Drunkle is a rain in the ass.
If you say so.
Look at the chat.
I know. No, I've got the chat here on my Streamlabs OBS.
Yeah, maybe they could do the same out character, but then it wouldn't really work then, would it, either way? Because you would go to the same expecting then.
Yeah, I mean, if they do like, hey, okay, let's, what was the other? Okay, look at Magog. How if he just wants to talk, address some things, he does the Beyond,
Yeah,
the
the
Beyond
behind the
Magog.
scenes. Yeah.
Yeah, the Behind Magog. And he's like, hey, let me get some feedback from you guys. Let me talk to you guys. I think, honestly, they kind of need to do the same thing.
Yeah.
And if the majority of people say, hey, we're liking the direction it's going, we want it to stay where it's at, okay, well, then they're going to pander to, well, not really pander, they're going to go with the majority of the population. Because that's where their money's coming from.
Yeah, I mean, they're still getting decent views and decent donations from it, so they're going to keep doing it, aren't they?
Yeah.
And just say hi, Richo, in the chat. Just say a quick hello and a like. Well, a quick hello back.
Yeah, that fishbowl guy, I can never remember his name. But
Phil?
that's, yeah. Those two play off each other because of how extreme they are. It's why when you first look at the first few episodes of the AA meeting, it worked. Because you had some calm, collected, chilling back, while, and just watching, and just letting the entertainment that is Drunken Uncle go on his little rant, but without anybody feeding him, he would just come right back. Now that you have Ghastly that feeds it, they go off 20 miles before anybody says a damn thing.
Yep.
Here's the thing, Ghastly never used to be this high energy. It was always when it was him and AP was the high energy one, if I remember correctly, and then Ghastly was the one that would keep AP in check.
I have an unpopular opinion about this.
Please.
Ghastly simply isn't funny to me.
Fair enough.
Ghastly's humor these days is hit or miss. And I was giving that credit to the fact that you have to look at the humor between Drunken Uncle and Sinatra. You have to have a humor that actually fits in with it. If you look at some of his humor from before he came to the AA meeting, it really doesn't fit. So I think a lot of it's him trying to adapt to get a humor that actually works with the flow of the AA meeting.
I'm going to throw out another unpopular opinion. The only thing that made him funny in the beginning was the existence of AP.
I came in after the AA, so I really don't know.
Yeah, I would say it's definitely not the same that the AP's not they don't work together anymore.
Yeah, I came in after AP, so I wouldn't know.
Anyway.
Next took a dark turn. I'm sorry.
It's alright. Don't need to be sorry. This is a Patreon stream. You know, it's whatever my Patreons want to talk about, berate about. You know, berate me. Yeah, going, you aren't doing enough content. You must do more content. Or, you know, so I don't know. Tell me what I'm doing wrong.
Well, for example, you do drawings.
Uh-huh.
Why don't you do like Vanilla Bear does and do drawing videos? Or what was her name?
Misa?
No. For Upside Down Harlot. I was trying to remember her screen name.
Oh.
I was trying to how she does her little drawing videos on. Why don't you do that so we can see what you're doing and what kind of how you do your art, just kind of give you more suggestions on what we want as far as merch and things like that goes.
A lot of it was to do with the fact that I didn't have OBS at the time, because you need the screen capture and everything to do everything. It was also it's kind of me as well. I need to sort of figure out how, you know, what I want to draw on stream, and I get so conscious about, I mean, I've been watching other people do their drawing and drawing videos and seeing how they do it, and it's like, I don't want people just to go from
standard artist complex. Nothing's good enough. You're always afraid it's not going to turn out. Yeah. My nephew does drawing, and he does the same thing. It doesn't matter how gorgeous or how immaculate the picture is. It's never to his standard of where he wants people to see it.
Yeah. I mean, you're lucky that I have merch, because it took a lot for me to start merch and, you know, just keep on drawing.
Well, another thing about doing stuff like that and just kind of letting it flow is, one, how your skill evolves. So you'd be able to look back at like some of your first streams or video uploads versus a year or two out and see how you've progressed and how much better you are now than you were then. It's like when I started getting back into bodybuilding. Take that picture of you as that nasty, ugly, fat fuck, and then you take a picture of you every month and see how you progress. Because if you just look in the mirror every few months, you don't really see a difference. But it's going back and seeing the change over time.
Yeah. No, I've seen a change over time with how I've drawn, and due to like better tools, and also how I use the software and everything like that. So there is a change. I can definitely see it, and I have improved in some ways. I mean, like some of the drawings that I've done, like the Has-Been Hotel characters that I have on the screen, you can compare those to the Glaceon Viper that's in the corner, and it's like, I've improved in terms of shading, at least. So, again, it's just figuring out what to draw for videos. I mean, I've got like loads of ideas of what to draw, but
look at Lycan. You say on the live stream, just have a vote at the beginning of the live stream on what should you draw, and then like, hey, your choices are the A, B, and C.
I'll have to get used to drawing spontaneity, because that.
You're a planner.
Yeah. You should see how I plan out commissions.
Figure, okay, these are your choices of the characters, and then, hell, you can do it that way. Like, okay, what character am I going to draw? How are they going to be positioned? Is there going to be a background or not? Put all of that in the chat's hands. Let them vote on it.
I will have to think more on this. I'll probably do like a quick, maybe a Viper draws video and see how it goes. Maybe put some...
Or hell, do a dual stream or drawing duels between you and Vanilla Bear.
That would require Vanilla to... Because Vanilla does pencil and paper. She can't really... Because she's got problems with her hands, she can't use tablets like I can and things like that.
Okay.
And it's also set up and everything, like cameras. So...
Yeah.
I do not have a camera.
What you're doing is screen capture, correct? Because you do it on the computer.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't say it had to be a live stream. If you're doing a competition between you and her, y'all could both do a recording and then just post it side by side. Maybe do a time lapse to where the video doesn't take as long. That way you can sync up who finishes when.
Yeah. Yes, like Vanilla Bear is Alex's wife, who is formerly Irate Bear.
Still feels weird calling him Alex.
It does.
Not really. I still just want to call him the Limey.
You call me the Limey, though.
Yeah, but with him it actually fits. He's the British sailor. I call you a Limey because you're just fucking British.
Aye, that I am. I know, yeah, everybody holds it against me. Everybody in America holds it against me. That I am British.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really have any against you, Viper. It's more we think of it as a handicap. It's a disability.
Yeah, it is.
I really got nothing against the fact that you're British. It really does something to fuck with you about.
What's your plan? To ship it to America in a box or something?
Ship me to America.
That's what I keep hearing. I keep hearing it from a lot of you guys that y'all just prefer to be here in America. I think I've heard Alex say it a few times. I think I've heard you say it at least once.
Well, you got to think of what the situation has been like for the past 3 years over here. of our politics and
Oh,
everything
how
like
have things been since that election?
that. Oh, it's been so fun watching the EU shit their pants.
And what's his name stepped down?
Boris,
Not Boris.
Johnson. Oh no, Corbyn.
The guy that stepped down. Yeah,
Corbyn.
Corbyn. Yeah, he's getting reamed. He's getting reamed every single day.
Well, wasn't he part of like y'all's shadow cabinet kind of crap?
Yeah, pretty much. I think so.
Or behind the throne kind of thing?
Sort of. I mean, the one to ask about the whole political part is probably Omegon, because he does dive into this.
I can't listen to Megan. That motherfucker puts me to sleep.
Well, the shadow cabinet's made of the opposition and what they're supposed to just say what they would do if they were in charge.
Yeah.
And the job's to try to keep the party that's in charge in check, basically.
Look, nothing against it. The EU, great concept. You were a trade commission to make sure anybody over in trade.
Mhm.
Y'all overstepped your bounds severely.
Oh yeah.
When y'all started talking about wanting to dictate how people do things, yeah, you fucked up. Especially when you started talking about we want our own military to enforce things across national borders. You lost your damn mind.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No. Well, that was more of the EU, and we had no say in it whatsoever.
Well, that's what I was talking. I mean, and why was her name Theresa May? I think, or was it Theresa May or Angela Merkel? The one basically saying we'll be willing to stay in the EU and just let y'all dictate everything to us, and we won't have a say.
Oh, that was Theresa May and her deal.
What the hell is what? Basically, we're just going to bend over on this railing so you can fuck us up the ass, and we're not going to be able to tell you to stop.
Yeah, basically. It's,
Y'all got some brilliant ones over there.
Well, why do you think we've all voted for Boris? I mean, the only reason why...
Boris is the equivalent... Boris is the closest thing that y'all are ever going to get to Trump.
Oh, yeah. We know that. So the person... The reason why Theresa May got into the leadership role that she did was because at the time when they had an election then, the Conservative Party was the only one saying that they will uphold the democratic vote of the referendum. You know, you said leave, okay, we'll leave. Everyone else was saying second referendum. Everyone else was saying we'll stay in the EU. So that
just amazed me. Y'all voted to leave the EU already. And it's like, oh shit, they didn't vote the way we wanted them to, so we're gonna need to do this again.
Yeah,
what?
Pretty much. Yeah.
They voted in a democratic election. We says as the people, we say leave. That's not what we want, so we're gonna have you vote again.
Mhm.
What? That's where here in America, we voted you to do something. You don't do it. We have guns. We make you do.
Yeah. All we have is assault whisks.
A what?
Sorry, it's the meme over here, considering that we don't have guns.
Did you say an assault whistle?
No, assault whisk.
Assault whisk.
Yeah. Like what you use for baking.
Yes, I know. I thought you said an assault whistle. What?
Well, it could be very offensive to the ears.
It's not going to be as effective as the 12-gauge shotgun. I don't need the Second Amendment, I swear to Christ. It'd be interesting to see how you fucking Brits handle that one.
Well, it's all weird. It's all weird. I might have to sort out this image reel of mine. It's only showing like the first 5 images, and I know I've got like loads more. So anyway. So is there anything that my Patreons want to see from me this year, other than more content?
I would like to see you do the concert of War.
I have that saved, and I will read that shortly.
Like I said, one of my favorites from Edgar Allan Poe, El Dorado.
Okay, I'll have to find that one. And obviously, you want me to do some drawing videos.
Yeah, I see that in a lot. I don't know if you do any Lovecraft reading.
I have done H.P. Lovecraft, yes.
Some of that would not be too bad.
Okay. Because again, Omegon has kind of got that area cornered. Because on his...
Again, I can't listen to Omegon. That voice of his just... I'm gone.
See, when Sinatra isn't screaming, Sinatra's voice can do that to me.
He used to be the background music he used to play on his streams. He used to send me asleep.
Yeah, there's a reason I don't listen to his creepypastas.
Those are extraordinarily good.
Oh, they're great. It's just the way his voice is.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, son. Nope. Because of the effect
I disagree. I think his voice is perfect for that.
Oh, no, it is. It's that just because it's a slow reading.
Yeah.
Nah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I used to love listening to SCPs and creepypastas and stuff like that. Like the Vulcan. I used to love listening to his SCP readings, where he would do the characters and all that stuff. But because it's so monotoned, I'm gone. Like, can't do it. Because a lot of the stuff I listen to is background music when I'm playing like video games or I'm doing schoolwork.
Yeah.
I can't have nothing soft and soothing while I'm trying to do trigonometry, algebraic equations.
That's something I always try to do in my poem videos, is add a bit of a tune in how I read it. You know,
inflection. That's all I need. A little bit of inflection.
Yeah.
Just that monotone. Oh boy. Waking up, trying to do math homework, waking up 4 hours later, like on my keyboard, like, what happened? Letter M imprinted on the side of my cheek.
Well, that reminds me of Home Alone. See, Lycan, I may not be a patron, but I would like to see more retro cartoon reviews. I love hearing you go over character development and plot lines. That's me digging into my childhood even more. Then again, I've never really left.
Yeah, nostalgia goes quite well these days.
Now, let me ask you a question, Lycan. What do you mean by, like, retro? Are you talking about, like, Looney Tunes when we were growing up? Or are you talking about, like, cartoon movies like Fire and Ice, Cool World, things like that?
Nah, Cool World. I mean, he's probably thinking, like,
heavy metal, shit like that.
He's probably thinking, like, the cartoons like Gargoyles that I've done a review of. So...
Oh, man, it's weird to hear that referred to as retro.
But it is
considering
now.
how old I was when that came out.
Well, I was 5 when it came out.
How old are you right now?
29.
I'm older than you.
Go on, how old are you?
I'm about to be 34.
Scotsman's still the baby.
Yes.
Yeah. I turned 34 in January. So you're talking I was 9, almost 10 when Gargoyles first came out. So to hear it referred to as retro, boy,
Yeah.
you talking about something to piss you off.
Yeah, Gargoyles came out in 94, 95. If I remember
I wasn't
correctly.
even born.
Oh. So you're referring to anything in the 80s and 90s as retro. Ooh.
Technically, it kind of is now.
Yes, shut up.
Yeah, it's like 25 years old, so at least.
Fuck me. Like, and I want to slap you in the back of the head right now.
Let's see, whatever Viper grew up with. Okay, so that's Power Rangers, Gargoyles, which I've already done.
Now keep in mind,
DuckTales.
Power Rangers came about when I was still in. Power Rangers first hit the state, along with things like Beetleborg, VR Troopers, and shit like that when I was still in elementary school.
Big Bad Beetleborgs.
So,
yeah.
I grew up. What was it? I grew up. I mean, hell, I was here when Toonami first hit the TV, to where you had Thundercat, Sailor Moon, and my show growing up at that time was Ronin Warriors.
I remember that. I remember Ronin Warriors.
Yeah, not a lot of people remember that one.
Yeah, I remember it.
It was basically the little boy's version of freaking Sailor Moon.
Yep. I mean, that'll be something to review Sailor Moon.
Hell.
Because it's also finding the. I mean, it's finding
Like
the
in-
shows again.
How old are you?
I was going to say, he said he was 7 when Gargoyles came out, so 32, 31.
Mm. Ronin Warriors, okay, it doesn't hold up, but neither does the original Sailor Moon. It doesn't hold up through time. Thundercats, Voltron, things like that, that sure as hell does. I'll agree with you there.
Mm-hmm.
Things like Robotech, the original Robotech, that holds up through time. But some shows don't. The original Sailor Moon, Ronin Warriors, the original mech shows like Gundam.
Well, you got to think, you know, it's the animation style that they went with, but also how things dated it. Like,
A lot of the
it's-
story is what doesn't hold up.
yeah, but also like what things we use. Like in one episode of Sailor Moon, they said, "What the hell is this?" And they're talking about a CD, and it goes into a computer. Now everybody knows what that is.
It was like, damn, my nephews are watching a bunch of old animes. Like, what was the other one they were watching the other day? That was borderline, like, are you sure you should be watching this? Golden Boy.
Oh God. Yeah, you
Ooh.
should. Well, they should be watching that.
They're 15. But when you
Fair
see a bunch of nip slips and guy burying his face in the backside of a woman, you're like, ah! But in comparison of watching things like, what was that other shit that they watched? High School DxD.
I love that one.
I'm like I was one like, okay, this is supposed to be a good one. Let's sit down and let's watch it. And within the first 20 minutes, I'm like, oh no, no. First spit monster they run is a big old centipede demon that squeezes her tits for acid to come out. I'm like, this is a no-go.
Oh God, you would absolutely hate Queen's Blade then.
I've never watched it. I keep hearing about it. But again, coming back to, my dad introduced me to anime growing up. One of his favorites was kind of the exact same scenario. Do you remember the original Devilman?
Yes, I have watched it.
So, yeah, same situation. Like, all of a sudden you got demons that are... Whoa, hey,
Yeah, can't watch that.
yeah.
Lady Viper,
Yes, Addy.
I must depart. I have a work call I have to get on.
Damn work. But okay. Sorry
It was
to...
good
I'll
talking to you,
talk to
man.
you soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye, Addy.
Get drunk.
Preferably after work.
No, I've heard he gets drunk at work, doesn't he?
That's when he's also at home. Because Addy can work from home.
That actually reminds me.
So that could be a good thing and a bad thing.
Yeah.
I've had a thing of apple pie moonshine in the freezer for the last 2 months.
Oops.
Here we go.
Let's see.
Okay, that's not bad. It's about 80 proof.
Oh, I've seen Wicked City, and that was a... Yep. That was an anime.
Wicked City.
Yep.
Hmm.
It's basically, again, the old plot line of demons and humans. You know, demons exist. They've been living with us for years and years. And this guy has to team up with a demon woman to stop this, crime syndicate. You know, crimes going down, and also as a good faith gesture to basically say, yes, we can work together. We don't need to be hunted by the demons, don't need to fear them.
Yeah, the breaking down of the barrier between the things. I remember the shit like that.
Yeah. And there's a lot of tits in that.
Well, I mean, that's just something I noticed the other day. The rise of ecchi anime. I'm like, what in the hell?
I mean, that's it. In Japan, they can get away with that. You know, obviously you can't get away with it for little kids. But then again, a lot of anime...
We're talking about even their adult stuff they got the dang private parts censored.
Oh yeah, they have to.
Isn't that why in Japan they get away with a lot of things because the age of consent is lower?
Yeah, in Japan,
Well,
the age of
they
consent is
still...
13.
Well, keep in mind, if you look at any anime that has any kind of sexualization of what looks to be a child, they have something like she's actually like the oldest person in the group and shit like that to maintain legality.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, they do. You see, one of the games that I used to play is called Fire Emblem, and it's from Japan, and they have a character in that.
Isn't that series still being produced?
Yes. In fact, I kind of want to get the newest game of Fire Emblem. But yeah,
always Fire Emblem and what's the other one?
Dragon Quest, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Fire Emblem, they've got these dragon characters that when they turn into human forms, they look like prepubescent girls. So, you know, when you question them about their age, like over 1,000 years old. It's like, so that's how you get around it.
I mean, I remember watching some animes where you have like this lolly, I think that's what's called, the young looking things. They look young, but they're like 30, 35. They look like they're young ass girls, but they have... I laughed my ass off. There was one anime where that young girl had like the giant, biggest tits in the anime.
Oh, you're talking about Aiken.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm like, why?
Because it's funny.
Nothing personal. I like animes like Berserk, Gungrave, Dead Man Wonderland. Those are my animes.
That's fine.
I mean, I like a few things, like, what was it, I grew up on the Tenchi Muyo stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And what was the other one I liked? Kenichi, the Mightiest Disciple.
I love that manga. That was a
But-
good manga.
Then you have animes that I actually liked that was disappointed that didn't go anywhere, like Aesthetic of a Rogue Hero. That was very ecchi. But like my nephews are obsessed with an anime. Was it called Freezing?
Yes.
And it's not too hard to see why two 15-year-old boys would enjoy that anime.
Especially when you've got girls beating the crap out of each other. Yeah.
Voluptuous girls beat shit out of each other and clothes disintegrating as they fight.
Yeah. I've read the manga and I've seen the anime. I tell you that the anime like that, you know, while everybody goes, "Oh my god, you shouldn't be watching that type of anime," I'm just like, ha.
Berserk has a weird ass ending. I watched the
Oh.
original animated series. I didn't go into the movies. I didn't go into the new animated series.
Good.
I stopped where Guts has now become the Black Sword. His eyes gone, his arms gone, and now he's hunting down the.
Griffith. And the
He's
gods.
not hunting down Griffith. He's hunting down the Bailet users.
Mm,
That's what they were, the Bailet users.
yeah.
I have heard that the movies kind of put it in a different direction and changed a few things, and I also heard that the reboot or the continuation anime pushed it in another bad direction.
If you're talking about animation style, then yeah. But
Well, I understand the animation style in itself was where a lot of people had issues because they used too much. They were understanding that computers were going to be used, but they figured it would be less than what it was because it was obvious as hell that it was computer animated 3D modeling
yeah.
instead of an animated style with computer assistance.
Mm-hmm.
What I understand the issue was. Again, I haven't seen it.
But
Nah, I've never seen the movies. I watched the original anime.
I've watched the original anime of it.
No, I was talking to Bear in the chat.
Yeah.
So
So I will say one thing about the movies: they show a lot more of Casca and Guts.
but I don't see the point in it. I really don't.
Yeah, no.
Because in the anime, it showed enough to get for the
point
plot
to be
line.
put. Yeah. The point to be
It showed
put
enough for the
across.
plot. You
Uh-huh.
didn't need to see any hot and steamy scenes because now all of a sudden, now Guts has his first romantic encounter. Guts has a weakness. Guts has. That's all it was. That's all Casca became. Casca became Guts' weak point.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't need anything more from it.
Nope.
I mean, even that naked scene where they're sitting there finally, where she's telling him to go and he's telling him that he wants her to come with him. Yeah, they were standing there butt ass naked, but the point was being made that he loves her.
Yeah.
You didn't need to have a fucking sex scene.
Either way, Berserk, good anime. Would recommend. Though start with the second episode first, and then go back and watch the first episode after you've finished it, because then the first episode makes a hell of a lot more sense.
Yeah, you're diving into after the very end of the anime.
Pretty much.
And it doesn't make sense. Why was the
It's the first episode was done that way so that it can get people's attention. You know, here's this huge man with
Swinging a giant ass sword.
giant ass sword called Dragon Slayer, and you know
I love how they
he's
describe it in the manga. It's just a slab of iron.
pretty much, and he's got a crossbow on his arm, and then you see that it's actually a mechanical arm. So you're wondering how the hell did he get like this, and you see him chopping up a demon snake. So it grabs your attention in the first episode, but then when you hit the second episode, it makes literally goddamn no sense. Because it's like, hold on, we've just gone from that, all this bloodshed, to, well, a little less bloodshed, but is that the same guy? Because yeah.
I mean, it's literally like one of those things where you have those animes that show the hero battered and beaten on the battlefield, and then the rest of the anime is nothing but a giant flashback up until that point.
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
But it still was a good anime. Like, again,
Oh, yeah.
like you said, would recommend.
Yeah, would recommend. Definitely. That's when anime had grit.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say that anime today don't have grit, but I mean, like in the art
thing
style.
The thing about it is, it was a very gory anime.
Yeah. A lot of
But
anime
it wasn't. But it wasn't done that way as part of the main. It was a part of the story. Versus now, you see a lot of anime that have that kind of gore, and it's done simply because it lacks the substance.
Mm-hmm.
If you understand what I mean.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
I mean, the gore should just be as part of it. It shouldn't be the shock value that keeps you in the anime.
I mean, that's where, I I like the anime, the Goblin Slayer. That's where it kind of might have lost it a little bit.
Now, here's the thing. Goblin Slayer, I watched Goblin Slayer, and there was another one that came out about the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember what it was. But Goblin Slayer, I understand. The biggest thing people had an issue with was the rape in the beginning. But again, it's designed to make you understand that this isn't the fantasy world kind of thing that you're used to have in your mind, where goblins are just these weak little things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This was designed to make you understand that this is put everything you think you understand about fantasy out of your mind. This is the largest threat there is.
Yeah. And I liked how it all culminated in the last episode that they had, where it really was a goblin siege.
Yeah.
And it just shows how dangerous goblins can be. When they get together and everything. There's a Goblin King. Yeah,
Yeah, Goblin Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have the other side of the coin, where it's that time I got reincarnated as a slime.
That was the other one that was out at the same time.
Yeah. And it's like, bad goblins, good goblins. But
there was actually a meme where Goblin Slayer actually runs across the female goblin after she turns into the hobgoblin. He's like Goblin, and then all of a sudden there's just a shack with a bunch of noises, animation coming out of it. I'm like, I'm actually looking in now to see, because again, I haven't watched any new anime in a while. Seeing what's on there.
Yeah, I'm gonna get off of here.
You go rest, man.
Yeah, go rest. No need to be sorry. Just get some sleep, get some rest. You're obviously dying. And he's gone.
Yeah. Like, looking at, like, anime that just came out, like, it looks like they're re-releasing extended episodes of ReZero for the upcoming second season.
Second season's already coming out. Yeah.
Right now they've
No.
got that's it.
They've got there's a second season of the Slime anime that's coming out. There's a second season of Shield Hero as well.
Those two I really want to see. I'm curious on how Shield Hero and Goblin Slayer goes.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the Goblin Slayer movies.
No, neither have I.
What is this? What did my niece watch? When my nieces and nephews come over, they get on my internet and okay, what the hell is this? Welcome to Demon School.
Oh, welcome to
Ramakun.
Yes. That's funny.
Okay.
It's basically the Iruma-kun.
14-year-old is sold to a demon by his parents because they simply love money and are lazy to make it himself. Hence why he's always worked since a child to support his own parents.
Yep.
The demon he is sold to decides to adopt him as a grandchild.
Yep.
Sending him to school and treating him. But as he lives a normal life at school, he must always remember that he is a human and that demons eat humans.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's funny.
Lighthearted, okay.
Yeah. The demon that adopts Iruma-kun called Sullivan. It is just so funny. It's got like this very serious side to him, but when it comes to, the Iruma, he becomes like this really doting granddad and just like, he's so cute and everything. It's like, yeah, this is fun to watch. Bright colours and things like that.
Another one that she watched, Cautious Hero. This hero is overpowered but overly cautious.
Oh, I've seen Alex talk about that one.
Okay.
I've not watched it myself. It didn't really appeal. But I've seen... You're better off talking to Alex about that one. He's seen it.
Okay. Holy shit, are they still making anime in this series?
What's that?
Fate Stay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's going on forever.
I remember watching the original Fate Stay Night series.
Yeah, I think now it's all
and then
about,
finding out that it was based off of like an itchy game. I'm like, what?
Ooh, we've been going for nearly 2 hours.
Holy shit.
That's how it goes. So it's how it goes.
Yeah, Hellsing Ultimate was a good anime.
Oh, yes.
I like the Hellsing game. Hellsing.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Alucard. Watching Hellsing abridged, though. Fucking made Alucard such a douchebag, but it was hilarious.
Yep.
Especially the abridged fight. Where he's going against Father Anderson.
I love it. I love it. But I think now we're winding down the stream. We've been nearly going for 2 hours, and I think both me and Unholy Reaper are running out of energy, and I think you guys are also tired of listening to us anyway. So
It'll be about the time for me to start doing dinner anyway.
And there you go, he needs to eat. So I will end the stream there, guys. Thank you for joining us, and thank you to my patrons that join me. I will see you next time, whenever I decide to stream or make a video or whatever. Okay, bye guys.